In a bid to harness and service the $1 trillion economy, which this current administration is focusing on, Zenith Bank Plc hosted its Capital Markets Day, following the Central Bank of Nigeria's mandate for commercial banks to increase their capital base to a minimum of 500 billion naira within 24 months. The event, which took place at Civic Centre, Victoria Island, Lagos, with the theme Invest in Value, Invest in Zenith Bank, aims to inform investors on the coming of Zenith Bank to the Nigerian exchange, to sell shares and raise funds in order to meet the CBN's new capital base requirement. Professionals, shareholders, directors, board members and dignitaries gathered, including the founder and chairman of the bank, Jim Ovia, the group managing director and CEO of Zenith Bank Plc, Dame Dr Adaora Umeoji, OON, as the event featured presentations from key executives. Dr. Adaora Umeoji outlined the key objectives of the event, setting the stage for subsequent presentations by the bank's directors. Dr. Henry Oro, an executive director, also spoke on digital transformation and technology trade and treasury, highlighting the bank's commitment to innovation and growth.
We leverage on the synergies between Nigeria and our various subsidiaries. And we leverage on that to consolidate our leadership in export and in trade and other cross-border operations. And I dare say that beyond Nigeria, where we have over 400 branches, we are very strong in Ghana as a leading bank. We are strong in Gambia. We are strong in Sierra Leone. And we are using this platform to promote into African trade. And beyond Africa, we are also very strong in the UK. And the UK also provides us, the Zenith Bank, a corresponding bank relationship with all our customers that operate out of Europe and other parts of the country. Establishment of LCs, advisory services, etc., etc. We're able to get all that done through our various subsidiaries. And I think that is a good thing. It's something I'm excited about, and it's something I expect every shareholder and every customer to be excited about.
Executive Director Mr. Akin Oguranti presented on retail and SME banking and corporate banking, acknowledging SMEs as the engine room of every economy, and Zenith Bank remains dedicated to supporting them. Dr. Adobe Nwakpa, who has been with the bank since its inception 34 years ago, spoke on Zenith Bank's leadership in ESG and customer service excellence. Also, Chief Financial Officer Dr. Mukhtar Adam shared the bank's financial performance and growth plan.
Traditionally, Zenith Bank has been known to be a corporate bank. In the last 34 years, 28 of those years, we actually were basically focused on the corporate segment of the market. And we became an undisputable leader of that segment. And that also catapulted us to the zenith of the banking industry. But about 5-6 years ago, we saw the changing landscape, and that also attests to how adaptable Zenith Bank is as an institution. We are an institution that I love to call a very ambidextrous institution. What do I mean by that? We're an institution that makes sure that we continue to keep, nurture, expand, and consolidate on the business that we have done, that we've always done, which is the corporate business, and also make forays into new areas and still excel at doing that as well. So 6 years ago, when we moved into the retail sector, nobody gave us a chance. Everybody always thought that we couldn't do it. And the Zenith is a corporate bank. We don't know anything about retail. In 5 years, I stand here to attest to what we have been able to accomplish as a bank in terms of the customer acquisition. You heard my GMD say 5 million accounts in 2018, and today we're at 33 million accounts. That's 33% compound annual growth rate in terms of performance, and I think that deserves a round.
In Zenith Bank, we have a strong commitment to sustainability, prioritizing ethical business practices, community engagement, and environmental sustainability. We sponsor and partner with many projects aimed at improving the community at large. I'll give some of the examples. They include the Z Women and SME initiative. This includes bespoke offerings, access to loans, and sector-based training. A standard product specifically designed for the needs of SMEs is the SME Grow My Business and the Z Women initiative. This Z Women initiative is directed at women business owners. You must have controlling shares for you to access this. We supported SMEs with an estimated value of 4.1 billion in loans and supported the women-led business with an estimated 30 billion. That is in the Z Women loan.
In the Nigerian banking sector, maybe in the last 20 years, we have gone through 3 significant developments. The first one was the banking sector consolidation exercise that was done at that time around 2006 that increased the minimum capital requirement for banks. We had about 83 banks. And then the minimum capital requirement was increased significantly. That reduced the number of banks. Within that process, Zenith Bank existed as Zenith Bank. After the process, Zenith Bank remained Zenith Bank. Then after the consolidation, Nigerian banks had a lot of money, a lot. Maybe the sector was overcapitalized. So the central bank allowed banks to hold universal banking license. Then, today, we also heard the central bank said the banking sector should be capitalized. And the sector is going through recapitalization. From these 2 significant events that I've explained to you, and from your experience of Zenith within this period, now that the banking sector is going through recapitalization, what do we expect? We are going to remain the same but stronger. This solid financial performance is not only interesting to our shareholders, our customers have also been watching, and everybody realized that Zenith Bank is a destination, is the safest place to have your deposits. So within that period, our deposits have grown by over 36%. So back to our shareholders, within that period, we grew your fund. The shareholders' fund of the bank grew by over 23% within So that is a very short historical performance of the bank.
An engaging Q&A session followed, with the group managing director and her executive directors interacting with guests and shareholders. This session provided a deeper understanding of the bank's strategies and future plans.
What challenges do you foresee in expanding into the Francophone African regions, as your presentation highlighted? And how does Zenith plan to address them? So I'd like the Group Managing Director and CEO, Dr. Adaora Umeoji, to take this question.
The most important thing you're going to envisage as challenge there will be the language area and the cultural challenges. And for us, our strategy to mitigate this will be to actually ensure that for the language, we employ the indigenous. The indigenous are going to be able to help us. We are going in as a foreign bank, but by the time we employ indigenous, we become a local bank. And then for the culture, we have a culture of excellence, as embedded in us by our visionary chairman, Dr. Jim Ovia, a culture of excellence that we carry everywhere we go, culture of discipline, culture of focus, and culture of reinventing ourselves everywhere we go. We are going to take that same culture and replicate it in the environment wherever we go. And we are very confident that we are putting a lot of things in place. Especially recently, we signed an agreement with the African Continental Free Trade Zone, that is MAT-AFTA. We signed a trade agreement with them, and with that, we can leverage on it to be able to deepen relationship with most of those Francophone countries. For us, we are not seeing any challenge, and before we make such bold steps, we have calculated our challenges and our risks, and we are sure we are going to deliver more value to our shareholders as we expand to those countries. Thank you very much.
The event concluded with a vote of thanks by the anchor, Rolake Akinkugbe-Filani, who reiterated that while Zenith Bank had many slogans over the years, one thing remains constant: invest in value, invest in Zenith Bank. Lavina Emma, SOUQ News TV.